down on Thursday, but here we go. We're live.
Oh, we're live. Thursday. What is that? Oh, next Thursday. Awesome. All right, I'll be down on Tuesday. Well, check it out, everybody. We are live with Anissa Holmes, Mrs. Wow, blow up your dentist practice. It's such an honor to have her here. We were just talking about plans for the mastermind in Mexico Paradise. We met last year, actually, in the physical world for the first time now, which is so cool. So I'm so honored to bring her on live here. We're going to have this obviously a part of the summit as well, of the Inside the Inner Circle book. And Anissa, welcome. Please tell the world a little bit about what you're up to and what Inner Circle in Russell's world has meant for you.
Absolutely. So I am a dentist, but I have been up to a ton of things, obviously helping just hundreds of practices understand how to grow their businesses, but also help them to understand how to use digital funnels to be able to grow. And, for me, I'm really excited about this Inside the Inner Circle book, because when I think about what Russell has done, not just for me, but for all of us that are here within the community, it's not just like Annie Grace says, it's not just a funnel, it's actually an hourglass. And my chapter is really all about what can actually happen if you make a decision to follow patterns and actually be coachable. And what's really interesting is that I remember being at my first Funnel Hacking Live. I actually had a Facebook course for dentists at that time. And so I thought I was going to learn about software. But all of a sudden, I see all of the people speaking on stage that are literally making products and services and changing lives. And I saw patterns. And the patterns that I saw is that everybody who was on stage, they actually were leading thousands of people. Many were making $1 million in their business, and many were actually having the ability to be able to give to charity. And so I actually decided that day, and they were at the time not selling any coaching programs, but I made a decision. I needed to figure out how to get into that circle, right? All that was a pattern. And so what's really interesting is that as I got in, some of you guys might have heard of Rachel Peterson. We actually were part of a group that went together to the event, and we were sitting there and we actually challenged each other. We said, you know what, are you going to do it? I'm going to do it. Yes, I'll do it if you do it. But we challenged ourselves that within the first year, that next year we would be on stage getting our two comma club. And we said, if we do it, we're going to do it together. And it's so cool because we actually have a photo where we're both on stage together. And I'm like leaving, getting my award from Russell, and she's like walking up to Todd. But the power of what's happened with Inner Circle has been incredible. I remember being at my first meeting, and when I joined Inner Circle, it was 25,000. It's a lot more now. But I remember joining Inner Circle and saying, oh my gosh, this is a pretty big investment. Like, this is the most I've ever invested. But I actually made a decision that I would be coachable. And so I was at Inner Circle, and Russell asked me a question. He said, and this is a powerful thing that I want all of you guys to really think about. And I'm going to ask you, he asked me, I'm going to ask you, is what is it that people are asking you for right now that you're not actually saying yes to? Right? He asked me that question. And for me, I said, well, I have these business boot camps. There's this doctor that after the end of the 4-month boot camp wanted me to work with him year round. And I said, I'm not a year-round coach. And he says, well, what's the difference? Right? And I said, well, I don't want to be one-on-one. He said, she didn't ask you for that. She asked you to be able to help her. So what I recommend is go send out an email to everybody that you've ever had go through this program, and create a program where you can give them something new to learn every single month. It's obviously since evolved into a massive coaching company, but that was the beginning. I sent out an email from my hotel room in Boise. And literally what happened was that I had 12 doctors that said yes. They wanted to join our program, which at the time was like $20,000, right? So literally within my first hour, my first day of really listening to what was asked of me, of what are people asking you for, but actually taking action. I didn't wait till I got home. I went to my hotel room. I was coachable. I did what I was told to do by my mentor, and literally had 200,000 of revenue that came in. And so my biggest contribution to this book is to really help you to understand that there are people out there that have done the thing. And so getting into circles with people who are successful, who have high level mindsets. At that time, I didn't really know much about anything, right? I barely had a course. But I had the ability to be able to make that happen. Within that first year, we did obviously hit the 2 Comma Club. Since then, it has built a multi-million-dollar business, which is awesome. But no one knew me at the time. Now I'm a dental speaker. I'm writing for dental economics. We're now launching a funnel agency for practice owners. We have hundreds of practices that we work with every year. And all of that came because Russell really challenged me to think bigger. And I made a decision to be coachable and listen and actually take action right away. And so that's really what my chapter is all about.
Love it, love it, love it. So a lot of people have been talking about their initial like story and fear and like the battle in their mind, and you touched on it a little bit. So if you could maybe expand a little bit more, like put yourself back in those shoes, and because you're what I call an inner circle 1.0, so you've been there since the beginning, which is awesome. I'm a 2.0, not that I'm better or you're better, but that's just our timelines. And so that initial fear or that anxiety or like, did you have a struggle, or was it like, I'm in, this is a no-brainer, that internal struggle?
Well, I will tell you, for me, I definitely see patterns. Like, that's just how my brain thinks. And so I saw a very obvious pattern of people that were speakers at FHL. And you're right, I've been around a long time. And the pattern is that they all had businesses where they were able to help a lot of people. And that's what I wanted to do, right? I knew that I had something inside of me that could help people. And they were successfully doing it. I knew that we had similar values. That particular FHL, which is crazy, I actually invested in Inner Circle, and I actually made a decision to sign up to go with Russell and Stu to Village Impact, because really the more money you make, the bigger impact that you can make, all of these things. But like, I remember saying, we have similar values. Like, we want to do more for our families. We want to be able to make more money so that we can do more for our families without apologies, right? And the same thing that they all had in common, are most of the speakers at that particular event, they were all in Russell's Inner Circle. Many of you guys know Kaylin Poulin from Lady Boss, right? Like Alex Hermosi, like we were all the 1.0ers. Like, they came in like a year or two before I came in. And again, just seeing what they were doing, I wanted that, right? And I knew that if I tried to figure it out myself, like I wouldn't be able to get there, right? And so I made that decision that I would follow the pattern. And and that's what I did. And for me, it's all about following success. And again, that's really the biggest contribution that I want to give to everybody that's watching this, that's reading this book, that you don't need to try to figure out things and reinvent the wheel. Like, get in circles where people think really high. And people ask me now, even sometimes, like, are you still with Russell? Like, you've been with him a long time. Is there anything else that you can learn from him? And obviously Russell keeps reinventing himself so I can learn. But for me, the reason why I'm still in is I want to stay in flow. Like, every time I get in the room, I might be like, oh, I'm good. And all of a sudden there are people that are thinking much bigger than I am, or they're taking further, quicker action than I am. And it keeps me in flow to keep being creative and innovative and keep doing more to be able to serve those that I'm intended to serve.
Love it, love it. Well, and for those that and it's such a great point talking about, why would you, haven't you learned everything that Russell has to teach? And I've been down a lot of rabbit holes, the Tony Robbins and Zig Ziglars and all these. I have never seen a rabbit hole as deep, and like you said, as Russell's, because he's continuing to evolve. He's always pushing himself. And these masterminds, he'll even say, we had an Amazon Live on earlier this week, and he'll even say that, at the end of the day, Inner Circle helped him in so many ways. He got more out of it than he thinks he can even give. Because look at his business now. It was a part of him exploding his business to 200, 300 million, on its way to $1 billion a year. So, and I know that, those numbers can be crazy for maybe someone listening right now. And I know you're in Russell's highest mastermind, which is Atlas, which just proves the value. I've known a lot of people that have gotten to that level. We all kind of maybe know some names. You think of Elon Musk and names like that pop into your head, but I've never seen anyone take so many people to those 7-figure, 8-figure, 9 figures. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. So now that you're in this, this $250,000 mastermind, What is like maybe one nugget or one thing that you can give somebody who could aspire to be there one day, whether it's overcoming the fear or whether it's even just an example of one little nugget that you learned in that room that you applied and now, makes it, triple, quadruple the investment.
I will tell you one thing that happens, and there are some obviously a lot of big names or successful people that are in that room. Annie Grace is in there. We have Garrett White that's in there, Brooke Castillo. But I would tell you one thing that Brooke said, which was really impactful to me, is are you currently earning what you should be earning based on your ability, right? So based on your current abilities, what you know that you can contribute to the world, what you know that you can do, are you actually earning based on that? And for all of us, the answer was no. Like she asked Russell that, she asked all of that. And the question is why? Why aren't you? And oftentimes it is fear of or anxiety around building a team or anxiety about learning something new or thinking you're going to have to work harder or whatever it's going to be. And really, it's like, well, that's the bottleneck that you need to focus on. Right. And so, for me, I have been teaching marketing. I've been teaching funnels. I have a coaching program, multi-million-dollar coaching program that's helping businesses to scale. But I've been fearful of going into the route of building a funnel agency, which I know more about funnels than anybody in my industry, right? I'm connected with Russell at the top. Like I've got access to the top funnel builders, like all of the things. And so for me, the fear was stepping into, should I do this agency or not? Right. And after that, I said, you know what? This is my moral obligation. This is my responsibility to give back. And, in terms of being able to grow my business, it's going to multiply our business and profitability and the ability to be able to give back and impact. The next question is, what's your capacity? Right? So how much do you think you could actually earn? And so when you start to really think about that and expanding that, and that actually moves you again forward into doing the things that you can do to not only impact your business and make more money, but make a significant impact. And so definitely at that level, at 250 Mastermind, we're thinking really, really big, but we're thinking about passion and legacy and really just getting over fear and building the team, getting the knowledge and doing what you have to do to actually make that happen.
Love it. Love it. Well, I'm so happy we got a chance to listen and visit with you. The insights you're giving are incredible. The book, it was $250 because I was going to make it $25,000 because that's what the book launches cost to get down to Mexico. But it's only $250. I did mark it down to $27 for the next few days before the mastermind starts. And we're gonna talk offline down in Mexico. We've got an AI agency that's gonna help you blow that agency up and make it super easy for you. So, thanks so much for swinging by in this. I know you're crazy busy. I can't wait to hang out down in Mexico, some warm sunshine, and I know you're a queen at these because you have all your masterminds in Jamaica and all over the world. So
I've got one in 2 weeks, so that's why I think it's kind of crazy. Like right after Mexico, I'm going to Jamaica for my event.
Well, thanks so much for swinging by. And if people want to learn more about you, where should they find you? Where's the best place?
Absolutely. The best place is to go to deliveringwow.com.
Love it. Well, you've delivered some wow today, and I can't wait to hang out with you next week in Mexico. Thanks for swinging by the Inside the Inner Circle Summit. Thanks, everybody.